Welcome to Coney Island Brewery. Come on in. So this is where the magic begins. This is our grain rack. This is going to have different varieties of malt, and basically this provides the backbone to our beer. 2-row barley makes up the majority of our grain bill. However, at any time we could have 10 to 15 different styles of malt here. Next up is our grain mill. We'll get our brewer up on stilts since we're in Coney Island. He'll jump up on top, he'll grab a bag of malt, he'll cut it open and he'll empty it in. So at the top, those 2 wheels you see behind me, those will actually turn and just crack those grains of malt. Next, our grist will get carried up through this elephant trunk looking object by an auger. It will then fall into our mash tun. As the grain drops into our mash tun, we effectively make a watery, sugary-like substance called mash. There's a false bottom on the bottom of our mash tun. Kind of looks like a screen door turned on its side. This is going to collect all the chunks and husks from our grain. We then filter the water through here. We'll then push that over into our kettle. We'll bring it up to 212 degrees and bring it to a rolling boil. This is where we introduce hops. Hops are going to bring bitterness and aromas like citrus and pine into your beer. From our kettle, the next phase is pumping our wort through a heat exchange. This will bring our temperature down from 212 degrees to between 55 and 65 degrees so we can introduce the liquid to yeast. Now that we're in the beer cellar, the first step of the process is primary fermentation. In primary fermentation, we introduce yeast to the wort that we worked so hard to create in the brew house. After we've gone through primary fermentation for 2, maybe 3 weeks, we'll then move into secondary fermentation, where we can add additional flavors and aromas to your beers. Once we've conditioned this liquid, which is now young beer, we're going to move it over into the final step, which is in our bright tanks. In the bright tanks is the final conditioning process before the beer gets put into your kegs that you see at your local bar. We can brew 2 times a week here at our Innovation Brewery and usually yield around 15 kegs from a single batch. That means we have a lot of styles come and go, and we have a lot of freedom to experiment and try new freaky things while we constantly rotate our taps. Coney Island is home to such iconic landmarks as Nathan's Famous Hot Dogs, located just steps away on Surf Avenue. Just down the street from Nathan's is Coney Island USA, a multi-arts center showcasing Coney Island-inspired art, a museum, and a great sideshow that runs daily. The boardwalk is home to some of the nation's oldest amusements, including America's oldest running wooden roller coaster, the Cyclone, and Dino's Wonder Wheel. And you can't forget Luna Park. Founded in 1903, it was nicknamed Electric Eden because of its spectacular use of lights that illuminated the sky at night.